Accessing peace. Existing without violence, with the ability to calmly resolve conflict. Downloading love. An overwhelming, deep, positive affection towards others. Activating liberty. Living your life as you see fit without infringing on the lives of others.
Welcome to Peace, Love, Liberty Radio, online at fppradio.com. I am your host, Darryl W. Harry, the Liberty Penguin, the Wombat, the uncut cocaine of libertarianism, and I'm hoping that the flying death bug that was just hovering around is actually dead. I think it is. I hope it is. And, yeah, hopefully it doesn't wind up resurrecting and sting me in the neck and kill me in the midst of the show here. So, since I mentioned the flying death bug, I will go ahead and explain. I began recording moments ago, and I saw this thing that looked kind of like a wasp, and so then I grabbed my flip-flop, and as soon as it was within arm's reach and he landed on the ceiling, I believe I smashed him, and I saw his body fall, but I don't know where it fell. And I just hope that that flying death bug is dead. Now, with that detour of sorts out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about health. And, you know, it's something that I've talked about off and on over the last couple of years as I've changed my lifestyle drastically, gotten healthy, started running, and attempting to keep off all of the weight that I have lost. Now, it's not always been successful. I'm about 20 pounds heavier than I want to be, but some of that is probably muscle that I've added, although it doesn't necessarily feel like muscle. It doesn't necessarily look like muscle in some ways. But, you know, I don't have the fancy measuring machines to know whether or not all of it is muscle. And the scale that I bought that is supposed to tell me a body fat percentage, yeah, it didn't really seem to actually be accurate on a body fat percentage. I don't know how it calculates whatever, but I've not used that in a while. I should probably at least step on it again just to see if it's accurate. But when I had used it previously, it didn't, you know, like I said, it didn't seem to be entirely accurate, although the reviews showed that, oh yeah, it's accurate. And when I first stepped on it, I thought the percentage was kind of low, but like, who the hell knows? Like I say, I don't have the fancy machines that tell me those things. But I came across this article recently, and it's actually been in the show prep for quite a while, about 8 things that trainers wished everyone knew about weight loss. Let's jump in, and then I have something related that in the midst of this list I will divert over to, because as I said, it's related. You'll understand how and why when we get there. So, number 1 on this list is that results take time, and it's better that way. You've probably, or rather, you probably already know that it can take a while to see the benefits of working out and eating healthy, but knowing something and accepting something are 2 different things. Michael Piercy, certified strength and conditioning specialist and owner of The Lab. He was also named the Personal Trainer of the Year in 2017. Says many clients will join a fitness program only to terminate too soon. Says think about it this way. The weight that you might want to lose didn't get there in one day. It's not going to come off in one day either. Plus, there's the fact that losing weight really quick is not a good idea. The faster you lose the weight, the more likely it is to come right back when you stop the diet. Christine Oram, certified personal trainer and diabetes coach, says when you lose weight too quickly, you also decrease your body's metabolism, meaning that you burn fewer calories. When you reach your weight goal and go back to a normal, healthy diet, you may have decreased your metabolism so much that a normal diet will make you gain weight fast. That's why slow and steady is the best approach, which means 1 to 2 pounds of weight loss per week maximum. Next, your why is as important as your how. Having a plan for how you're going to lose weight is great, but there will inevitably be moments when your motivation wanes. During those times, your reasons for wanting to lose weight in the first place becomes even more crucial, says Brian Nguyen, CEO of Elementally Strong. You should ask yourself, why am I doing this? Is this doctor ordered for your health? If so, why would you follow those orders? Nguyen says, after all, most people know what they should be doing. Eat more broccoli, eat less sugar, get 8 hours of sleep, exercise, or be active for 20 minutes a day. Nguyen points out to actually make those lifestyle changes that will affect your body composition, it requires a big why. Maybe it's to be able to play with your kids without pain. Maybe it's to reinvigorate your sex life with your partner. Whatever it is, no one's goal is really the number on the scale. Nguyen says to get to the real why and make yourself conscious of it daily. That can include making a vision board, creating your own mantra, or journaling about weight loss experiences. However you do it, the more you focus on the specific reason you want to lose weight, the ones without numbers attached, the more likely you are to stick to it. Number 3, and this is the one where I'm going to divert to the other article in just a moment. What worked for your friend might not work for you. I'm talking to you, Ketotarians and Paleotarians and some of the vegans. Yeah, you know who you are. The people that say, well, this diet worked for me. It's the only diet that anybody should ever do. You should only ever do this because blah, 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 reasons. You should only ever eat large amounts of bacon. Don't even look in the direction of fruit because fruit has sugar and sugar is the devil. Don't even look at it. And I know because I'm right because it worked for me. Well, no, just because it worked for you doesn't mean it's going to work for somebody else. Just because it worked for me doesn't mean it's going to work for somebody else. Stay tuned. There's more here on Peace, Love, Liberty Radio, online at fppradio.com.
Are you sick of government lackeys who say you didn't build that? Are you tired of elitists who think you need a government permission slip for everything? Everything you do is an A to B conversation, and the government should see their way out of it. Create true free markets by adopting the BIPCOT No Government License. The BIPCOT No Gov license allows use or modification of any product, service, or software except by governments or government agents. Go to BIPCOT.org. That's Bravo, India, Papa, Charlie, Oscar, Tango.org.
In 1999, Darryl W. Perry began a search for traditional values, which led him down a path to the ideas of liberty. He tells the story in A Rebel's Journey, My Path to Liberty. Of the book, Dr. Brian Sovereign says, sometimes it's funny, and sometimes I think it's crazy, but it's always authentic. Find A Rebel's Journey, My Path to Liberty by Darryl W. Perry on Facebook. Ask for A Rebel's Journey wherever books are sold, or visit arebelsjourney.com.
This is Brian McQuaid from the Resist the Empire podcast, and you're listening to Peace, Love, Liberty Radio with Darryl W. Perry.
Welcome back to Peace, Love, Liberty Radio, online at fppradio.com. Now, something that I like and I use that I do recommend that other people use, especially if you use cryptocurrencies and you want one that is more secure than other cryptocurrencies. I'm talking about Zencash. It's an end-to-end encrypted system with zero-knowledge technology over which communications, data, and value can be securely transmitted and stored. With over 11,000 secure nodes, Zencash is one of the most distributed secure node systems of any cryptocurrency. And Zencash is a platform for cryptocurrency and communications built by voluntarists for voluntarists, with the ideas of voluntary interaction being written into the white paper no less than half a dozen times. And the Zencash wallet? It's available for multiple platforms. We're talking Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at zencash.com. That's zencash.com. So, jumping back into the article here, 8 things that trainers wish everyone knew about weight loss. Number 3 on the list, what worked for your friend might not work for you, and vice versa. Alex Turoff, certified personal trainer and registered dietitian, says it's easy to get caught up in trendy workouts, diets, and wellness trends, thinking they could be the answer to all of your weight loss-related woes. I see it all the time. A client will come in and tell me what's working for their friend and think they need to be doing the same exact thing. If your friend is following a paleo diet and it's working for them, that's great, but that doesn't mean it's the only way to lose weight and meet your goals. Turoff explains instead it's better to figure out a plan that capitalizes on the healthy eating and working habits you may already have. It's important to realize that weight loss and nutrition are extremely individual, and it's okay to follow your own set of rules within reason, of course. Now, pausing here to jump over to another article, and yes, the link for both of these will be in the show notes where you can read them at your leisure. The Map My Fitness blog, or rather My Fitness Pal, which is the website for Map My Fitness and Map My Run, they have a segment apparently called Ask the Dietitian. And, well, there's a question about the ketogenic diet, or what some people just refer to as the keto diet, and what some libertarians refer to as ketotarian. The article begins, full fat, everything you want. It sounds like a dream diet to lose weight on, right? The ketogenic diet, or keto, has risen to diet trendom. Health-wise, the keto diet has also been shown to be beneficial for mental disorders, epilepsy, type 2 diabetes, and even weight loss. Even so, this diet is quite controversial. Let's explore the diet so you can make an informed decision for your personal health. The keto diet is a high-fat, low-carb, moderate protein diet. Despite recent popularity, the classic KD, keto diet, has been used for almost 100 years to treat children with epilepsy. It was later adopted into the well-known commercial weight loss program, the Atkins diet. Different versions of the diet exist, but these two are among the most common. What is called classic keto, this diet uses a ratio of 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 fat to non-fat, think protein to carbohydrates, or the modified Atkins. This diet restricts carbs to 20 grams of net carbs per day. Net carbs are defined as carbohydrates minus dietary fiber. Take a look at they say take a look at the chart, which you, as a listener, might not be doing if you don't have the article pulled up. So I will go over briefly this chart. So they show the acceptable macronutrient distribution, or the AMDR. Shows that protein should be between 10 to 35% of caloric intake, carbs should be between 45 to 65, and fat should be between 20 to 35. MyFitnessPal, which is the website that this comes from, they recommend a split of 20% protein, 50% carbs, 30% fat. So they recommend half of the calories be carbs, the other half be almost split between protein and fat, slightly more fat than protein. The keto diet, by comparison, recommends that between 10 to 20% of caloric intake comes from protein, less than 15% comes from carbs, and then between 60 to 90% comes from fat. Meaning that, all right, you can look at the banana, but don't sniff it, because then you're getting carbs, because bananas have sugar, and sugar is the devil. Again, the article here mentions that the classic keto may be different, or rather the definition may be different from what people who practice a more mainstream keto lifestyle for weight loss will consume. A modified version of the keto is more flexible on the number of carbs you have in a day, so low-carb vegetables like broccoli, spinach, lettuce don't count against you. High-fat keto-friendly foods include those higher in saturated fats, think bacon and butter and cheese, and lower in saturated fats, think olive oil, avocado, nuts, and seeds. So how does the keto diet promote weight loss? They mention here it does something called fuel switching. Eating a lot of fat and severely limiting carbs causes the body to enter what's called ketosis, a state where mostly fat is burned instead of carbs. Even the brain, an organ that preferentially uses glucose, sugar, for fuel, must adapt to using fat in the form of ketones. There's also appetite control and metabolically expensive. Just because you transitioned into ketosis and can burn fat more efficiently doesn't mean your body doesn't need carbs. To keep blood sugar within a reasonable range, the liver converts protein into glucose through a process called gluconeogenesis. Probably pronounced that wrong. Okay, biology class stops here. Just so you know, what this process demands a lot of energy and burns an additional 400 to 600 calories per day. Why is the keto diet controversial? Well, we'll answer that and then go back to the list of things that every trainer wishes people knew here on Peace, Love, Liberty Radio, online at fppradio.com.
This November, I'll be running the world's biggest and most popular marathon, the New York City Marathon, as a member of Team Innocence Project. The Innocence Project was the first legal organization to systematically apply DNA testing to cases of wrongful convictions as a powerful tool to reveal innocence. Tony Wright is a perfect example of the power of DNA. The Innocence Project litigated for almost 6 years to get the court's permission for DNA testing. Tony had been incarcerated for nearly 25 years in Pennsylvania and narrowly escaped the death penalty. Tony's case, sadly, is not unique. Empowered with the unequivocal proof of innocence provided by DNA technology, the Innocence Project has litigated hundreds of wrongful conviction cases, leading to the exoneration and freedom for more than 180 people through DNA testing. Overall, there have been 356 DNA exonerees in the United States who were wrongfully imprisoned for more than 4,875 years in total. You can help support the Innocence Project and help me secure my race entry in the New York City Marathon by going to run.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to Peace, Love, Liberty Radio, online at fppradio.com.
Hey, welcome back to Peace, Love, Liberty Radio, online at fppradio.com. I am your host, Darryl W. Harry, the Liberty Penguin, the Wombat, the uncut cocaine of libertarianism. And full disclosure, I am not a dietitian. I am not a personal trainer. I am a guy that wound up getting back in shape several years ago, losing 145 pounds, having kept 125-ish of that off, and now I'm a marathon runner, which is something that never in my life prior to about a year ago did I ever think that I would even think about possibly ever wanting to do at any point. I'll jump back into the articles here from MyFitnessPal in just a second, but first I want to make sure that you are aware of a website that you can go to find out where you can use your Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Of course, I'm talking about Spend-A-Bit. Spend-A-Bit is the search engine for things that you can buy with cryptocurrencies, specifically Bitcoin. And they've aggregated millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Spend-A-Bit. Use my affiliate link, spendabit.fppradio.com. And if you're a Bitcoin-accepting merchant like I am, ask about their merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.fppradio.com. That's spendabit.fppradio.com. keto.com. So why is the keto diet controversial? The article here again from myfitnesspal.com says the U.S. News expert reviews give the keto diet about 2 out of 5 stars. Right off the bat, here are the 2 major reasons why the diet sank so low. It promotes foods high in fat, even saturated fat, which is bad for heart health. A diet that puts few limits on bacon, butter, and full-fat cream automatically draws backlash. Also, it eliminates whole food groups if followed stringently. This includes high-carb vegetables, most fruits, and whole grains. This could lead to a nutrient deficiency in the long run. They then go over some of the benefits, and yes, there are benefits to the keto diet, but the verdict here is that, well, they say, hopefully, I've given you enough food for thought. No pun intended. In my opinion, you should still try to lose weight first by following a well-balanced diet full of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. But to be frank, the author says I'm flexible on the keto lifestyle, especially if you're pursuing this diet with the help of a qualified health professional. Clearly, the keto diet is restrictive and is not for everyone. Be realistic whether this diet will align with your lifestyle and what you want. If you have a sweet tooth or love fruits and vegetables, you will likely struggle on keto. Finally, just because the diet is a poster child for all-you-can-eat bacon doesn't mean you have to eat that way. There are healthy fats to choose from, including avocados, olive oil, walnuts, and fatty fish. Now, back to the original article that led me off on that tangent. 8 things that trainers wish everyone knew about weight loss. Number 3, again, what worked for your friend might not work for you. So ketotarians, paleo, vegans, quit trying to tell everyone that you have the one true answer for diet. You don't. You have the answer for what works for you, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for everyone else because, well, everyone is different. Number 4, crazy hard workouts aren't necessarily required. You might think that the harder you work out, the faster the weight will come off, but that's not necessarily true. Shauna Verstagen, fitness director at Supreme Health and Fitness, says don't sign up for the most challenging boot camp in town with a goal of totally burning off your bad food choices. This is a recipe for injury and burnout. Instead, find a fitness activity that you enjoy and stick with it. If fitness is viewed as fun and something you look forward to, then there's no limit to how long you can maintain it. Number 5, distance training will make a bigger difference than cardio. It's a common misconception that to lose weight, you have to do a ton of cardio. One of the aforementioned fitness dietitian people says by mainly basing your weight loss on lifting weights and eating healthy, and not just on lots of cardio and a super low-calorie diet, you will permanently increase your base metabolism, meaning that you will burn more calories every second of the day, even when you are not working out. As you build more muscle mass and your metabolism increases, it will become easier and easier to both lose and maintain your weight loss. Of course, cardio is not a bad thing, and it deserves a place in your routine, no matter what your goals are, but perhaps a smaller one that you might not expect. Oram, again, I forget the first name of this individual, emphasizes that resistance training and good nutrition are more effective for long-term results. Number 6, and this is very important, the people you surround yourself with matter. Having a community to reach out to can make a world of difference, and while you might not be able to control your family's health habits, you can certainly make an effort to spend time with fitness-minded friends. One of the previous fitness people, Mr. Nguyen, says don't forget that you are the culmination of the 5 people you hang around with the most. So be sure to seek out friends who are already living healthy and fit lifestyles. The bottom line is that no one does this alone. If you can, find a workout buddy who can keep you accountable. Have fun with the fitness game using a system of checks and balances with rewards and penalties. Maybe the most consistent partner gets a free steak dinner, or whoever is later to workouts does the meal prep for the following week. By motivating each other, you're also motivating yourself. 2 more things on this list. We'll get to them here in the closing moments of Peace, Love, Liberty Radio, online at fppradio.com.
Why do they hate us? Is libertarianism compatible with Islam? Davi Barker answers these questions and more in Voluntary Islam and Other Essays. He advances the voluntarist cause with analysis of the confluence of values between Islam and libertarianism, as well as contemporary movements from the Tea Party to the Arab Spring. Voluntary Islam by Davi Barker is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. You can support FPP Radio by shopping online. Whether you're looking for precious metals, bitcoins, or books, you'll find that and more at shop.fppradio.com. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates, like Namecheap, Spendabit, and Amazon at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. Or you can shop directly from FPP with Bitcoin in the Bitcoin store. That's shop.fppradio.com.
You're listening to Peace, Love, Liberty Radio with Darryl W. Perry. Online at fppradio.com.
Welcome back to Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. Online at fppradio.com. I am your host, Darryl W. Perry. The Liberty Penguin, the Wombat, the uncut cocaine of libertarianism. And we're going over 8 things that trainers wish everyone knew about weight loss. Just to recap, number 1 on the list is that results take time, and it's actually better that way. Your why is as important as your how. What worked for your friend might not work for you. Crazy hard workouts aren't necessarily required. Resistance training makes a bigger difference than cardio. Asterisk, cardio is still important. Surround yourself with people that matter, or rather, the people you surround yourself with matter. And number 7, plan how you'll end your weight loss. One of the aforementioned fitness peoples says one of the most common weight loss mistakes is not having a plan for what to do after you reach your goal. Most people either keep following the same diet they used to lose the weight, or they end up going back to how they ate before they lost the weight. Neither choice is ideal. Instead, don't think of your weight loss journey as being done until you've managed to keep your goal for at least a month. How do you do this? After you reach your weight loss goal, slowly start adding a little more healthy food into your daily diet. Finding a caloric intake that allows you to keep your weight stable is just as important and just as much of a part of the weight loss process as shedding the pounds. And finally, it's not to have weight loss as your primary goal. You may be thinking, what? How can this not be the goal if that's what I'm training for? Easy. Strive for athletic and wellness goals, such as completing a race, improving your maximum lift, or tracking your food intake for 30 days straight. The weight loss will follow if you train as an athlete. You will eventually look like an athlete. And again, this is something that the last 2 parts here is something that I've struggled with for a couple of years, specifically because as I was losing weight and got down to the first time I hit 172 pounds, the owner of the gym that I was going to said, Darryl, you're getting too skinny, put some weight back on. And then I just totally, I'm not going to say I didn't track what I ate, but I just sort of, wasn't being as mindful of what I ate. And now I'm struggling to stay. And then I wanted to put some muscle on. So I started taking some supplements. And, well, that didn't really work. Don't forget, every Friday, I answer your questions. Send those over, ama.fppradio.com.
The podcasts of FPP Radio are licensed under Copy Heart. We believe that copying is a form of flattery and do not abide by the copyright laws. Though Those laws serve to restrict the flow of ideas which no one can really own. Copying is an act of love. Love is not subject to law. If you enjoy the show, consider joining the Fans program and get perks like ad-free versions of Peace, Love, Liberty Radio and FPP Radio News, and also get a copy of the monthly newspaper FPP News. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com.